Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, to those who are the followers and the supporters of Abrahamic religion, you believe that God is the one who gives life and takes also life. You also believe that God can kill and destroy anyone or any people if he likes. You also believe that God is the one who created evil and good. When you were asked why, your answer is because God does what he wants and he also knows what he is doing. God the Almighty represents good and he created Satan to represent evil. By so doing, he gave Satan all the powers he wants so that he can deceive those who are like him. I mean the Satan. Because according to God, he cannot deceive who are God's children. But it is the same God who created both people who are satanic and also godly or do good things. Since time immemorial, God has sent all of prophets and messengers to warn us against this Satan. But knowing fully well that no matter the cause or no matter the case, some of us will follow him. The long-term goal of the Almighty God is to abstain from adultery. That is a satanic practice. And to worship God. That is service to mankind, is service to God. Because of these cardinal goals, the Almighty God himself, who is merciful, kill and destroy many nations because we have refused to obey these common two goals. In every era, he tried to send one of his prophets and messengers to those particular people. From Adam to Moses, according to the Jews. From Adam to Jesus, according to the Christians. And from Adam to Muhammad, according to the Muslim. Most of these prophets and messengers who had power and were in possession of ammunition killed in conformity with the decree of the Almighty God to convey the message of God, so that they will achieve the ultimate goal. Those prophets and messengers who were weak and were not in possession of weapons used their God-given intellect to achieve these two goals. And I swear by everything which is dear to me, if those who were weak and had no weapons were strong and had weapons, they will also use them. Even more than those who had the power and the weapons. Because this will have been the decree of God, and they will not like to disobey him. Because if you disobey God, he punish you 2 times, here on earth and hereafter. According to narration of all the Holy Scriptures, when God created human being, he blew his spirit in human being. And that is why we have some characteristic of higher spirit, which is God. Despite all these prophets and messengers sent to mankind in any generation by God, still we did not achieve these 2 cardinal and ultimate goals of God. That is, abstain from adultery and worship God. And that is, service to man is service to God. The question is, should God send us another prophet, a messenger, again, in the hope that these 2 goals will be met now? According to Jews, Moses was the last prophet and messenger. They are waiting for the Messiah, but their Messiah was not Jesus. According to Christians, Jesus was the last prophet and he is the Messiah. He died for their sin and he will come back again. According to Muslim, Prophet Muhammad is the last prophet, and they are also waiting for Messiah, and that was Jesus. So all the Abrahamic religion are waiting for their Messiah to come and ask them to fulfill these 2 cardinal goals before they will do so. When foreigners invaded our shore, they have dehumanized us in different ways through slavery and colonialization. Some of our kings and queens protest heavily. Some of them also were snitch. They have betrayed us. God, showing his mercy to us, he gave our brave men courage, both outside and inside, to fight our own survival and liberation. People like Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and the rest were killed by their own people with the help of outsiders. In Africa, people like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Sekou, Stevie Biko, Patricia Lumumba, Tafawa Balewa, Jamal Abdul Nasser, Amilcar Cabral, and the rest were either killed or driven away by their own people with the help of outsiders. In case of Ghana, Nkrumah was overthrown by cowards like Afrifa and Kotoka when he was away. A lot of people lost their lives. Hereafter, a champion staged a coup whereby a lot of lives were also lost. Within the champion fraternity, Akufo-Addo also staged a coup and overthrown a champion. All of a sudden, there rises a junior officer by the name Rawlings. He staged a coup and he was captured. The day of his trial, he reasoned the reason why he staged the coup. I paraphrase. I am not an economist. I am not sociologist. I am not psychologists, and all this is. But one thing I know for sure, when I go to bed with empty stomach, I know I am feeling hunger. At that moment, I do not need anyone who is doctor in all this east to tell me I am hungry. Unquote. This simple and truthful statement echo well with Ghanaians, and this was the reason why the Geno soldiers risked their lives to save Jerry John Rawlings from prison. When he came to power, he has done what he could do and hand over the power to a civilian government, that is Hilary Man. But Ghanaians did not learn their mistakes. They went back to status quo, even they did worse. Ghanaians are like children of Israel. When Moses freed them from Pharaoh and tell them not to worship idols, when Moses came back from the mountain, he made them going back and worshiping the idols Moses has forbidden again. A certain soldier staged a coup and put Rawlings again at the helm of affairs. At this time, Rawlings has to adopt the characteristics of God, the Almighty, and his prophets and messengers, and that is kill if necessary, and be also merciful if necessary. If Rawlings would have adopted the characteristic of Kwame Nkrumah, Sekature, Stevie Biko, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and the rest, which is only merciful, he would have been killed like those I have mentioned. The goal of Rawlings is to make Ghana a free, corrupt country. Is it naive or ideological? The same thing we can ask about the goal of all the messengers and prophets of God, from Adam to the last prophet. Is it naive or ideological to ask people to abstain from adultery and to worship the only God? Because these goals are not yet been met, these Abrahamic religious goals are not yet been met upon the killing they have done. The enemies of Rawlings are shouting that he was a murderer. Every revolutionary entity kills, be it God, prophets, or messengers. Rawlings has only killed the corrupt elites in the country who presume to be businessmen under the guise of criminals. He also killed judges who defend the criminals. The percentage of Ghanaian elite who Rawlings killed could not be compared to the percentages which Kotoka and Afrifa regime killed. Also, it is incomparable to the percentages of Ghanaians at Champo regime killed. It is also incomparable to the percentages of Ghanaians Akufo regime killed. The differences are the fact those 1% criminal Rawlings killed had families and supporters who talk on their behalf. But the 30% of Ghanaians who these three regime kill are poor people and they have no voice. These voiceless die of starvation because of hunger. They die in hospital because there were no medicine. They were killed as armed robbers because there were no work for them to do. They become drugs addicts because they have no future perspective. Upon all this, most of them were also killed during the takeover. Because they were downtrodden, nobody talked on their behalf. Rawlings came for these people, and he was and he still is the voice of the voiceless, whether you like it or not. He left a legacy, and that is NDC. NDC will continue where Rawlings reached and what he left. The enemy of Rawlings would like to ask the question, did Rawlings achieve his free, corrupt Ghana? The answer is, did all these prophets and messengers of God also achieve their goals? If this question could be answered, I will also answer the question posed to Rawlings. Rawlings left a legacy, and that is NDC, to continue with his vision and philosophy. Rawlings has predicted the coming of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. According to Rawlings, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will be a good leader even in the Western countries. So, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, you have to fulfill the dream of your mentor and predecessor. You have already started fighting corruption. You have reached this stage because of your mentor and predecessor Rawlings, who laid the foundation for you. Do not let the opposition to distract you by calling your mentor as a murderer. These are the strategies of evil people. They ridicule you first, and if you fall in their trap, then they will discredit you. By so doing, they will gain control over you. Less than 2 or 3 months, you have achieved a lot. Your Aura team is doing tremendous job and work. As I said in my earlier video, you have nothing to lose. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, only to gain. It means that you can leave a good legacy. According to Oral, the money and the property intercepted so far could amount to more than $20 billion, while Ghanaians are dying in a hospital. Pregnant women are also dying with their unborn baby. Children who turn to armed robbers and drugs addicts, who is a real murderer. Is this John J. Rawlings or NPP government and their cohorts? John Dramani Mahama, as I said earlier, you will encounter enemies, both external and internal, and within and also outside your party. You should not be complacent, rather vigilant. For instance, your cabinet members. You should be careful with your cabinet members who are religious people. For instance, your cabinet members with Muslim background. I am also a Muslim. I know what I'm talking about. Most of us pay only a lip service, but in a daily life, we are worse than Satan. We believe that when we commit a sin, we can go to Hajj for the forgiveness or employ the service of sheikh to recite al-Qunut for us. So a rich Muslim can buy his sin by going to Hajj every year and employing the service of sheikh every day. So the religion is only for a rich people. As a honest man and sincere you cannot trust these people. As you can see, the new generation of Muslims are not like the old ones. They need a good, honesty, and sincere leader, not the one who can read or recite Quran and Hadith. That is why they have chosen you in respect of your religion or political affiliation. His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama, God the Almighty has given you the power to lead and to rule without fear or favor. If it is necessary to kill and establish justice, so be it. And if it is also necessary to be merciful and establish justice, so be it. You have to decide, and nobody else should decide for you. Because God, His prophet, and messengers kill too when it's necessary, and pardon too when it's necessary. John Dramani Mahama, your election entails that you are the best winner of the Fourth Republic, because you have more than 2/3 in the parliament, and this gives you power over the 3 arms of government: legislature, judiciary, and executives. The destiny of Ghanaians, it is in your hand. You can change it if you deem it fit. And I know you are going to change it, because there are a lot of loopholes in the constitution of Ghana. During your inauguration, you call Ibrahim Traore your brother. Together with him, you will change the destiny of Africa. You can emulate him, even you can do better than him. So, His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama, do not let and allow the enemy to distract you by calling your mentor a murderer. This is a strategic of an evil and devil people. God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.